It's fun time.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the New York State of Mind podcast. This is episode 3. I'm your co-host Danny Kaz. Got my boy Ben Mano over here.
What's up, guys?
Hope everybody's having a good start to their week. For those of you that don't know, we actually record the podcast on Monday nights. We edit it on Tuesday and upload it to you guys for viewing or listening on Wednesday. And yeah, hope everyone had a great weekend. I was out in Midtown Manhattan celebrating a couple birthdays. That was definitely fun.
I had to miss it, unfortunately. I was upstate with my girlfriend. Had a good time up in New Paltz, where Danny and I both went to school. It's where I met my girlfriend also. She actually got us this nice Christmas gift, a Christmas Hanukkah gift, based off our conversation last week. I don't know if anyone can see that. Let's say Merry Christmas, Chris Hanukkah. What's it?
Christmaka.
Merry Christmaka, because Danny's Jewish, and I'm Italian as they come / British.
For those of you that didn't listen to episode 2, Ben's grandpa doesn't like Jews.
That's not true.
So Jamie, Ben's girlfriend, hooked it up with a nice little house gift.
Thanks, Jamie.
So it's on set today. Thank you, JM. Shout out. We know you're listening. Anyways, a lot of people say on Mondays, worst day of the week.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a huge supporter of that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Mondays suck. People are always like, especially like Gary Vee, someone's like, yo, if you don't like Mondays, you don't like the Monday through Thursday, you're doing something wrong. It's like, fuck you, dude.
No,
Mondays are
or
buns.
if he's like, if you go to work on Mondays waiting for Fridays to get fucked up, like you're not in the right place of life or whatever.
Nah, dude. I mean, I enjoy my job. I'm not miserable by any means. It's just Mondays are ass. Like, there's no other way to put it. We come in off the weekend. It's not like I don't enjoy what I'm doing. It's just like, shit, I'm tired. I don't, you're just getting back into the hustle. You're just like basically recouping and like regrouping and just getting yourself back in the zone to pump out a bunch of work. It's like anything, just getting back into that mindset of, all right, it's Mondays.
You gotta hustle.
Yeah.
I know I was telling you this earlier, but for those of you that don't know, I'm a huge LinkedIn guy, so I love like the business aspect of social media.
Yeah, you're always on LinkedIn.
Always.
Way more than me.
And I don't know what's good with the algorithm. I think it just likes to fuck with me, but it reposts the same post every Monday. There was
What do you mean? Your post?
No, like on the feed. So it gives me that same post. It's a picture. Mondays don't suck. Your mentality suck. You suck.
Oh no!
I read that every Monday, and I'm like,
who posted it? Like originally, or it's an ad?
I'll have to look that up. It's not an ad. It's like someone posted it.
It's not a sponsored.
And somebody
post?
likes it every Monday, so it comes back on my feed.
Gotcha.
And I have over like 5,000 people on LinkedIn, so I see that shit every Monday. Not happy to see it. I see it every Monday morning.
Yeah.
And I always tell myself, like, oh, maybe if I went to work Monday not wishing I was in bed, like, I would agree 100% with the post. Mm-hmm. Bro, I've been looking for that post straight 2 months. I cannot agree with it.
Yeah, I feel like LinkedIn is like the motivational social media.
Yeah.
That's where like a lot of, you're in sales. That's what that's all, based for that basically. I feel like it was originally, it's like built to like help like build a resume and like network and stuff, but it's totally just like, that you use it to find leads and people to talk to.
But I also use it to like keep an eye out on my competition, because we're always like
posting your closings, right?
Posting, I do that a lot. A lot of my competition doesn't like to do it
for that exact
because
reason.
They're scared that like, oh, I'll lose the customer, whatever. It's pretty hard to find out who's somebody lending money to through just like a LinkedIn post. Like I never put the address, I just put the location. This way I keep my stuff low key.
And the deal's closed by the time when you post it. What else can you do?
But a lot of these people are repeat borrowers, so everyone's like looking out for leads and shit like that.
Yeah, but like you said, the ones I see that you post, there's no name. It's just the address of the property.
I keep it very general and.
Do you make those yourself?
Yeah, I make it personally.
So you find like the picture offline from
usually
Zillow
like
or something.
Zillow,
yeah, and then you just
or Google Maps.
Yeah, and then you just like plug in like the details of like the square footage and all that
Not
stuff.
not that, just like the location, a
And the
picture of
loan
the
amount.
property, the loan amount, and now I put like the type of product. So I offer 12-month loans
Mm-hmm.
and 30-year loans now, which just came out. So now whether
30, you would say 30-year loans?
yeah,
That's
so
crazy.
whether I'm working with a fix and flip investor or someone that buys rental properties to hold on to, and I can even work with like somebody who's doing Airbnb. Like the program's very exclusive.
Do people do that now? They buy houses just to rent on Airbnb?
Yeah, that's
It's almost like their own hotel. They're
that's
buying.
almost the entire not the entire, but a very large market in Florida and Cali, even like in the Hamptons, Long Island, Montauk. You know, where like very exclusive areas.
Yeah,
Where if
like
you get a turnkey property, meaning there's no work to be done, you turn the key
Yeah,
and
it's
it's ready
Robo's
to go.
business. How you doing?
Exactly. And
I-
so that's huge, you know. Especially in Miami, you can buy a sick condo for $200,000.
Yeah.
And off Airbnb, think about it, $199, $299 a night. Mm-hmm. You're making big money.
Yeah, I mean vacation destinations like that. So I mean, are people doing that more? So then now than just like rent, like buying a property just to rent out, they do it to like do Airbnb and
That-
constantly like
That's one thing, especially in New York City. There have been huge lawsuits already because it kills the rental market.
lawsuits against who? Airbnb.
No, Airbnb investors. Like, for example, there was this one guy, he got caught recently. He bought a condo in Manhattan,
Uh-huh.
and under the you have a condo, but there's still a building. I wouldn't call it a board, but a group of individuals that make the rules.
There's the train.
There's the train, guys. Cheers. Happy Monday.
Monday stuff. Might as well top off my
I
drink right
swear it changes every time.
now. The length of the train.
The length, the
And
sound.
the noise. Yeah.
I think it's because it's commercial, so the loads are changing.
Dude, I don't think it's commercial. I think it's I think it's both. I think the track might be both, but it looks like it's Amtrak sometimes. I think fucking
Yeah, people from PA,
I think our
get off my track.
our what's his name? Fucking real estate agent fucking lied to us about that being a fucking
He
freight
said,
line.
yeah, 1 or 2 times a week.
Yeah, we got shafted
1
on
or
that
2
one.
times an hour, player.
Yeah, I mean, he did say it doesn't run after like 11, which I've heard it like a little after 11, but it's not like it's running at 2 in the morning. And I'm like waking up like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think
like,
the first one's like 6 a.m.
Yeah, you've seen My Cousin Vinny with Joe Pesci?
Yeah.
When he's like he's has some case out in the boondocks or something, and his hotel's right next to a shitty train track, and he like wakes up at like 3 in the morning every night before his case. He like sits up in bed.
Yeah, I want to rewatch that movie. It was so good.
I know I haven't seen that. That's a good one.
Towards the end, like he comes out.
Yeah.
He reads like 3 or 4 law books. He's like, oh.
Yeah,
And his girlfriend comes in clutch with like the tires and shit.
She's mad smart too.
She was like, no, this wasn't Chevrolet.
That's one we should rewatch like tomorrow or
Yeah,
this week.
especially with Pesci, bro. He's one of the best of all time.
Yeah.
For those of you that haven't seen The Irishman, you should definitely check it out, especially for Joe Pesci's role. I think he's a fucking boss gangster.
This is probably one of his last roles. My man was looking old.
Yeah.
They were all looking old, but I don't know if they made him look older than the other two. Yeah, they probably did because I think the other guys were supposed to be younger. I mean, fucking De Niro was supposed to be like 45 years old. He was.
Yeah, but that's all CGI. But like one thing I love is how well, just after all these years, how well Pesci and De Niro like play off each other.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
they've been in so many.
whoever has watched that movie, there's gonna be a scene in the restaurant, and if you watched it, you'll understand it has to do with like wine and bread. That was fucking fire, bro.
Yeah, I mean
I love that scene.
They've been in like in so many movies together. A lot of the time, Scorsese was the director. Like not even just Goodfellas and Casino. Like those are the ones that obviously come to mind first. But like Raging Bull, dude. I just saw that's on Netflix.
No, I saw it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have to check it out.
It's mad good. We should watch it. We should watch that too.
This week.
I think De Niro.
It's 3 hours, right?
I'm not just probably just
Scorsese.
Yeah, knowing him, but I think De Niro won an Oscar for it.
Oh, really?
I think it won. I think a lot of nominations, but I think that was his first win for like best actor.
Wasn't it Taxi Driver?
Oh, maybe that was the second one then, because Taxi Driver definitely came out before.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe.
I actually saw. I follow also like another page on LinkedIn, just like weird facts.
On LinkedIn or Instagram.
LinkedIn.
weird facts.
Yeah, there's everything on there. Honestly, like
Yeah.
it's a beast social media app or website, whatever you want to call it. When De Niro got the role for Taxi Driver, he drove a yellow cab around at New York City for like 4 months.
Really?
Yeah, just to like get the feel and get into the role.
That movie's fucked up. I haven't. I need to rewatch that one too. I haven't seen that one in a couple years.
A lot of people say, was it you that told me this? That like Taxi Driver is like the preliminary Joker. Someone told me that. Like
yeah,
he
I don't
gets
know.
so fucked up.
Well, it's definitely like you can definitely see like the Joker when they made that movie. They definitely like use that as inspiration.
Yeah.
It's like that same dark kind of twisted thing of like mental health and sanity. And
Yeah, think about it. He's like
it's definitely the same like time period.
he's back from the war. He drives a cab. He lives alone. No friends. No family.
Yeah, except for that hooker, right? I haven't even seen it in so long. I can't even remember the whole thing. But
No, but they're not even friends. Like he tries to bang her, and then
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, I can't do it," or whatever. Fuck.
yeah,
And then he saves her in the end, which is like super confusing at that point.
yeah, that's a mad.
And then he has that like political employee who he's obsessed with. Remember the girl?
I honestly don't even remember
Yeah.
that. I have to rewatch that.
That's a good one. It's just like a slow and like pretty depressing movie, honestly. Like he takes two people in the cab and like they're like, oh, like we gotta fuck whatever, and then he he like drives them to an apartment and he's just like keep looking in the mirror. Fucking best action you're gonna get. It's a messed up movie. It's crazy.
Speaking of messed up, dude. Juice World.
Yeah.
R.I.P. I was honestly not even a huge fan. It seemed like people are up in arms about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to say I wasn't a huge fan. I just didn't listen to him that much. Like when he first came out with like that Lucid Dream song, I was vibing with that.
Yeah.
But I think
For those of you that don't know, Juice WRLD was an American rapper. 21 years old. He actually passed away in the airport. When was that? Last night? No, 2 nights
I think
ago?
it was Sunday. It might have been Saturday night. I found out Sunday morning.
Yeah, no, I think he passed away Sunday morning.
Oh really?
And he had a seizure. They're still waiting for the autopsy. But honestly, bro, it has to be like
Oh, it's 100% drugs.
100% drugs.
Million
Even
percent.
though like I was reading an article today, it featured a neurologist in the article, and they were saying a seizure is so not so common, but so unpredictable, and to find the source of it is also pretty difficult. Like they can name possible causes, but to actually know what it happened from is super hard.
Well, yeah, they might not be able to figure out like what exactly caused a seizure, but they could see exactly what was in his system, and that's
Of course.
you just chalk it up to that on the autopsy. Like
Yeah.
who knows what was in the system? I mean, I'm not trying to talk shit about the dead, but
Yeah.
there was definitely some
That's one thing about that specific industry that I want to talk about today was
the
just
rap
being
industry? Music?
not even like rap, but entertainment.
Yeah, entertainment for
Just itself involves so much substance abuse.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, the music artist, especially now, it's all about mumble rap. How can you incorporate like trippy trippy sounds with the beat, and that's how they get like trap music. And they're trying to like slow you down because a lot of people that listen to it, they're smoking bud, they're feeling good, they're vibing out, or even if they're doing harder stuff, whatever. And the rappers, they want to put their music into that same vibe. I was actually watching an interview with Future about 2 years ago.
anyone that doesn't know, Future's Danny's favorite rapper.
Yeah, even myself, like I'm not a drug user, but every time I listen to Future, I feel good. Well, obviously I smoke weed. That who doesn't, whatever. But every time I smoke and I listen to Future, he puts me just in a different vibe, so to say. And a lot of people hate him. I like him. I like the sound. He talks a lot of nonsense, but with me, it's like when I'm listening to Future, I just don't give a fuck about anything. And so he was on an interview.
This was recent.
Like 2 years ago, he was saying, I don't make my music for people to do drugs. I want them to feel like they're on drugs. And for those that do drugs, I just want them to feel good. So he's like, doesn't care if people are fucked up or sober listening to his music. He just wants to put it out there.
I mean, he's not sober, right? He's not. What he does.
He's not sober.
I mean, yeah.
It's hard to tell who is and who isn't. Like Lil Yachty is apparently 100% sober, no alcohol,
I don't know if
no
I buy
drugs.
that.
No, he said it like
I mean, just because he said it, I don't know if I buy it.
yeah. I mean, but with Juice World, he actually said that he started doing drugs when he began listening to Future, and that when they first met, he was like, "Yeah, I do lean and Xanax because of you."
Yeah,
and
that's
Future like
sad.
apparently apologized a little bit, but then they eventually dropped a mixtape.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're boys.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Like,
just
it's
yeah.
still sad, like
That's just
that it
stupid.
goes on in the industry.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we were talking before we started recording it. It glorifies drug use.
Yeah.
Not. I mean, it's not even just rap or hip hop or like it's not even these.
In the 70s, you had the acid wave,
Yeah. I mean, it's like you were saying before. It's just like all of entertainment.
Jefferson Airplane.
Yeah, like the hippies and stuff. Like my dad's a huge Grateful Dead fan. I mean they still tour, but like 80% of them
Led Zeppelin?
are dead. Or yeah, Led Zeppelin. But like 80% of the Grateful Dead are dead. Like,
Oh, really?
Oh, I mean maybe not.
But they were old.
I mean, not. I mean if they were all like didn't if they all didn't die when they did, I would say they're probably like in their maybe like 70, late 60s, 70. They still tour.
Oh yeah.
They tour now with John Mayer. My dad goes to see him every year.
Oh okay.
It's,
Doesn't he play at the Garden?
Yeah, they're actually just at the Garden.
Yeah.
The night
No,
before,
I heard of that.
The night before the Nate Diaz fight at the Garden, the Grateful Dead.
Oh yeah, I saw the pictures.
What was I gonna say? But yeah, the Grateful Dead. It's not they don't call themselves the Grateful Dead anymore because so many of them are dead. They like felt it was like
It's like a shame.
yeah they didn't want to
Not a
like,
shame, like a bad name to have.
yeah, they didn't want to call themselves like so many of them had died, and like Jerry Garcia was like the lead singer and like the front man of the group had passed away, so like they felt it was not fair to call themselves the Grateful Dead anymore without him, so they just call themselves the Dead now, and
So there were 6 members.
that sounds right. I think they had a couple. They might have replaced a couple people here and there.
Are they just called Dead now?
It's the Dead, and then
Oh,
and
their
when,
website is dead.net. That's fucked up.
and when they tour now, it's called the Dead and Company. Because they had like John Mayer, and he's technically not part of the band or the Grateful Dead, so it's like the Dead and Company, and like their guests.
Damn,
bring
they
on
had a
them.
lot of members.
I think they had a lot of people come and go, but I think like the main guy now is just Bob Weir. Maybe is the guy's name. There's actually a great documentary on Netflix about all of it about the Grateful Dead, but like we were saying, it's not even just solely hip hop or like our generation of musicians that have Mac Miller, now Juice World. There's probably countless others I'm not even thinking of right now that have passed away in the past 5-6 years.
A ton of Grateful Dead. You had Jerry Garcia.
He's like the main one.
He's still alive?
No, he died. He died in like the 80s or maybe early 90s from overdose heroin. That's what I'm trying to say is it's not even just this new wave of like lean or other pills that people are taking. It's generational. Drugs evolve over time, and it's not even just a new thing
just
that
the
people
industry.
are down. Yeah, it's the industry. I mean, think about it. If you're handed, I mean, a lot of the Juice World was 21 years old, I think,
21.
younger than us. You're handed the keys to the fucking universe with money, success. And you have no one to really rein you in. You're gonna go off the rails, and it's sad. And I mean, there's some lucky artists out there that have probably good people around them and surround themselves with good people, but there's those handful that
But
don't.
also happened to Avicii.
Yeah, like I said, there's probably
And he
probably
was trying
tons.
to go, and he went to rehab. I think twice, and like
Probably.
he tried going sober, but it's not even that. Like the lifestyle is so difficult, which a lot of people don't perceive. They wait a couple months to the new track, the new album or mixtape, whatever comes out.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, wow, like it takes them 1 year to drop an album, but they don't realize everything behind it. You have recording, PR events.
Then you tour.
You have to tour,
And then-
touring is the real money. Like, they don't make money off streams anymore.
Nowadays,
Yeah.
it 100%.
Like big money at
Yeah,
least.
the big money is all on tour. And then think about it. After the show ends at what, 11:30, midnight.
There's an after party.
But not even the after party. Before you get to the after party, you go backstage, dude.
Yeah.
It's that's where it starts. Probably even before they go on stage, they're fucked up.
Yeah.
And it's not even just music. It's like you said before, entertainment in overall, dude. Like I said, when like these young actors and athletes are a little more structured because they have such a regiment of
The schedule. Yeah.
schedule of exercise and games and whatnot. But dude, in the off season, they definitely go hard. There was
I mean, how can you not with all that money? Like, you get the best liquor, the best girls. Like,
yeah,
you're gonna want to have a good time.
there was a pitcher for the Angels this past year who died, and I think it was drug related. I don't want to say his name just in case I misquote and he didn't die from drugs and I put some disrespect on his name, but it's in all aspects of entertainment. I mean, look at Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah. With actors, it's all below.
Yeah, that's true. Robert, you ever seen the movie Less Than Zero?
No. I heard of it.
It's Robert Downey Jr. and it's about like this young kid who's actually like kind of like a trust fund kid. Like his parents have a lot of money.
That was like one of his first movies.
Yeah, he was really young in it. It was
Okay.
it was definitely one of his first couple, and he just like shows his life going down the tubes from all this from all the money, and it's not even success that he has. It's a lot of his parents' money, but it's funny because it so much parallels his real life.
I was gonna I didn't want to cut you off. But his dad made him do drugs.
What?
Yeah, like he was like growing up and he was like, yeah, my dad made me do drugs, and then I eventually ended up like in jail and rehab.
Yeah.
All before like he started his acting career. Like none of that existed, and he was just like a fucking drug, you know.
Yeah, I mean he was like a successful actor, back when like in the '90s I think, and early 2000s when he was younger. And he had this great run. He was in the movie, Charlie Chaplin. Like he played Charlie Chaplin. It was like an Oscar nominated or an Oscar contender, and it was a great movie.
Nominee.
Yeah, nominee. He had a lot of other movies that did well, and then his life was just going down the shitter personally. And
Before Iron Man.
No, and that's what I was gonna say. Iron Man revamped his career, and like it was almost like his second chance and like his last leg.
That probably was so
in the
hard
industry
for him to actually get that
Yeah.
role because
Yeah.
nobody probably took him seriously.
And look at him now, dude. Like
He's the man.
Marvel, like the
brand.
the brand and like the cinematic universe of like the Avengers and all that stuff.
All
That
spread from him.
it
Stemmed from him,
that first Iron Man movie put that shit on the map. If that movie tanked or just whatever and didn't do that well,
None of these current movies would be there.
not even close, dude. So I mean,
I actually never thought about it like that. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
I mean, think before. I mean, personally, when I was a little kid growing up, I didn't even know that many Marvel characters. I was DC. I was Batman, Superman. That's what I was.
Because if you didn't read the comics, you didn't even know these quote unquote superheroes, whatever.
Yeah, but now I think Marvel fucking blows DC and Batman and those guys out of the water because like the movies have just catapulted them in the past decade to like another level of shit, and it all stems back to that movie. If it tanked, if he didn't do a good job, it wouldn't be where it's at.
Yeah. Speaking of a brand, I think Marvel itself as a company really changed its entire appearance like the past 10 years.
For sure.
10, 15 years. Like, as kids growing up, there was probably like one or two good movies a year that came out like that were from Marvel. The first Spider-Man was from Marvel, right?
Well, like Spider-Man's like a Marvel character, but I don't think Marvel had anything. I think they might have sold the rights to Sony. I think it was a Sony movie. I don't know if Marvel really had anything to do with the production of that other than just owning the rights to the character Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah?
It was like a Sony movie. That's why...
So, it was like Sony Entertainment?
Yeah, so that's why in like these Avengers movies, it's like a different Spider-Man. Like it's like a different... Like it's not... Tobey Maguire played him in the first movie. It's like the young kid Tom Holland now. The
best Spider-Man, by the way, Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, he did that movie when it came out broke the records at the box office.
Right, I remember seeing it with my dad.
Yeah,
like all those years ago.
That held the record for like highest grossing movie for a while.
They filmed that in Regal Park, Queens.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Joe's Pizza was in it. I don't know. There's two locations. I'm not sure if it was the 14th Street one or the one further down near the park. But
Mary Jane in that movie was best of all time.
Yeah, I didn't like. I know you're a huge Emma Stone fan. I didn't like her in that movie, man. I thought
The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, they've revamped Spider-Man a few times, but Tobey Maguire's best one. The new kid's good too, though. They
the little kid.
Yeah,
from Marvel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like now this is like a
He's
Marvel Spider-Man. Yeah, he's actually British.
No way.
Tom Holland is he does a good American accent. You would never know. But yeah, back to like the brand of Marvel. They've completely just like, I don't want to say rebranded because they've always been Marvel, but they just like completely to 180 from where they were at.
Yeah.
A little over 10 years ago. And I'm trying to think when the first Iron Man came out. It was probably like 2008, 2000, right? Something like that.
That's so funny. My best friend from middle school, his dad was one of like the very active editors for DC Comics.
Really? In the comic books?
Yeah,
back
like
in the day.
I would like come to his crib, like whether we were doing like science project or just hanging out. And his dad, like back then when you had the Mac desktop,
Yeah.
like back in the day, like you had fucking something going on, you know what I mean? And I would see him like editing all these like different types of cartoons with the captions. You know how like they have the caption thing, like,
Yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah. He did that?
Yeah, that was sick.
He was like an illustrator, or he was just the editor, like the final editor of the.
That
of the
I don't
comic?
know what his exact role was,
Yeah.
but he had a big role. And what happened to DC Comics? They didn't blow up, right?
No, I mean no. They're trying to like. They're trying. I was a huge DC fan back in the day. I loved Batman.
I never got into any of that stuff. Just for the audience.
Dude, I was a nerd. Every day after school, I would always beg my dad or my mom or whoever picked us up to bring me to the comic book store when I was like in 3rd, 4th grade. One time my dad forgot to pick me up. It was literally like school ended at like 2:30.
It's like one of those bad movies.
Yeah, dude, yep.
Pops forgot to get you.
I used to go to Catholic school when I was in 3rd grade, and I was dead ass waiting with the nuns, dude, because my dad forgot about me and my brother to come get us. It was like 3:30, 4 o'clock. School ended at 2:30. They had to call my dad. So the school.
That's dead ass start to a horror movie.
the school.
Especially in upstate New York.
Boston Spa.
Yeah, bro, I think we're gonna walk home today.
The school is literally 100 yards, 200 yards from the Brickyard. It's down the road, dude. How I don't know how the fuck he forgot about us. He could literally walk out the door of the Brickyard and saw us standing there. Like but we were so young they wouldn't let us walk home.
Right.
So they had to call this fucking guy, my dad. We're like, hey, your kids are here. He was like, ah. So I guilted him that day. I'm like, Dad, you gotta bring me to the comic book store now, man. You owe me this one. And I'll never forget. I got a Batmobile, like the old school one. It was pretty hype. But DC they tried to like catch on the wave of Marvel with these movies and shit, but
No one shows them love, honestly.
the movie quality just wasn't as good. Like
Because they don't hire really like.
well, I don't know, Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck was the DC Batman.
Yeah. And
No way.
Yeah, and
No wonder I didn't watch that movie.
like Batman versus Superman, they had the Justice League, and it just
No, I
was.
remember those. I remember when they came out. I just thought I was like,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not seeing
they
that.
came out pretty recently, the past 3-4 years, and they try to like piggyback off of what
Marvel
was doing, and people it was so obvious.
Who owns DC?
I think they're their own thing.
Oh yeah,
but
'Cause
I'm not-
Disney owns Marvel.
Now. Yeah, that's a recent acquisition by them.
It was a beast acquisition.
It was great. Now, if you have
What was it, like $1 billion?
I don't. I'm not sure what the dollar amount was.
It was a big
Probably with what the movies gross these days, it had to be a big amount. If you have Disney Plus now, though, Marvel is its own category on it. Dude, Disney is so smart. They're just buying up and acquiring all these businesses and all these different. It's genius.
Yeah.
They're blowing Netflix out of the water, dude. Their stocks, like since Disney Plus came out, their stocks not blew up, but it's seen
Bro,
some,
I was so
some
stupid.
increases.
It was freshman year of college,
Mhm.
and my dad was like, "Oh, by the way, like back in '96, I bought you like a couple shares of Disney." I was like, "Oh, where am I? I'm fucking loaded."
Yeah, no.
I was
what?
like, "Yo, I have mad money."
Did you sell them?
I sold them,
Oh,
bro.
you're a
I didn't
clown.
make shit.
When did you sell them? Before high school or before college?
No, in my dorm room.
Oh, really?
But it was so weird the way I had to sell them. Like
What'd you have?
they were like the paper stock, bro. Like
What?
it was that
I
old.
don't even know how to do
So
that.
I gave them to my aunt. I was like, "Can you cash these?"
How many
She works
shares?
She's like a manager at Chase.
Oh.
And I was like, I think it was like 3 shares. Like it was,
Oh. Yeah, it's like a. I
I
think
made like 800-900.
Yeah.
But I was like, "Yo, I'm loaded."
I think
Because just you assume back in the 90s, like stocks were just getting into it.
Yeah.
But that was like tech stocks. Like if you bought tech in the 90s, then you're fucking loaded, you know.
Yeah.
Disney already had like a base price. At
right.
that
I
point.
think Disney now is going for like 145, 150 ish. So you might have made a little more than that. A little. Well, you might have had a few more shares than that.
I think it was at $90 and I had like 7 or 8 shares.
Oh.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah. For in
In
college,
college, every
sophomore
dollar
year.
counts.
That's
Freshman year.
that's a couple good nights out of the bar.
Yeah. Probably 5 nights.
Yeah. But dude, speaking of Disney, I was telling you I wanted to talk about this. I got Disney Plus recently. Actually, I didn't get it. Jamie's brother hooked it up for me. Shout out Sean. He gave me his password and shit. There's this great documentary. Anyone that has Disney Plus, I'm highly recommending you watch this. It's called Imagineering. And so all of if you work for Disney and you're an engineer in the parks and you work on the construction of the roller coasters, any ride, it's not even just a theme park. It's anything they do. When they build a new office building, when they build anything, their engineers are called Imagineers.
Gotcha.
Because that's a little corny, but that's what Disney's all about. Is like your imagination, and there's no limit, and it's limitless. So they call them Imagineers, and it talks about Disney's start and how like Walt Disney like grew the company to where it was with his like cartoons and the entertainment and the filmmaking side of it, and then opening up Disneyland for like the first time in I think it was like the 50s or something when he originally opened Disneyland. It was like a relatively it wasn't huge like it is in Orlando today where there's like 6 different parks or whatever. It was just the one park, Disneyland.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating to see these people and how they build these rides, dude. It's so interesting.
Yeah. That's one place I've never been to.
You never been to Disney World, Orlando? Oh, dude.
Yeah.
We gotta go. I mean, people think, I don't know. I think a lot like people our age now and older teenagers and whatnot prefer like Universal Studios or like Six Flags because there's like more roller coasters and that shit, like more entertaining stuff for us. But dude, Disney World is my childhood. Dude, I grew up when I was little, 2 or 3 years, not in a row, but scattered throughout, like when I was like in elementary school and middle school, we did like family reunion trips to Disney World. Like my entire family would meet up down there. So
the Manas are there.
Yeah, the Manas. Like my grandparents, my cousins, my aunts, my uncles, Nick, my little brother Matt. So like that's like a huge part of my childhood is Disney World, dude. Yeah. So that's why I find these documentaries so interesting because it's about how they build the parks, and it's dude, Walt Disney was a fucking visionary, dude. He figured out a way to like not only just like entertain people with his like storytelling and his cartoons and his movies, but then he had the idea to build these parks and then resell you the story that he already told you years ago in a movie. You can live it now. You can live in with these characters and if thinking about it, a fucking 10-year-old kid that loves Mickey. Maybe you're younger if you like Mickey Mouse, 7, 8 years old maybe. If you're you love Mickey Mouse. You watch all the cartoons. You love your little girl. You love Snow White. You can now live there and go see her in her fucking castle. He sells people memories, and he sells people like nostalgia. He monetized nostalgia, which is that's smart, dude. Like that will be something that like never, no matter. Obviously, if we hit a recession or something like that, it'll definitely take a hit on the parks and stuff like that. People will stop spending money, but I don't. It's
crazy too because they increase the price every year and people still go.
Yeah, because it's he's selling people back their childhoods. Yeah, people want to go with the like little kids are all about it and they want to go, but I mean it's people and fathers might use that as an excuse like I'm taking my kid to Disney. It's like no motherfucker, you want to go too because that was your childhood also at one point.
They sell booze.
They do sell booze. They sell the big ass. You've never been. They sell these big ass turkey legs, and there's dude. Disney is always packed, like shoulder to shoulder, because people still go, no matter what the price is, no matter what fucking time of year it is.
They have hotels there.
Oh, dude. So Disneyland was something that was just like, it was like a one day, like you're going for the day.
Like Six Flags.
Yeah, and then. Dude, it's all in this documentary. Highly recommend this documentary. It's like a 6-7 part thing. Towards the end of his life, Walt Disney saw like a plot of land in Florida, Orlando, that he wanted to expand on, and he didn't
probably got it for dirt cheap.
Probably. Yeah, dude. Back in Florida, back in like the
Orlando's
60s and 70s.
Only coming up now.
Yeah, because of. Quota. Because of Disney World and all these other attractions that people, Universal Studios, but so towards the end of his life, he was like, all right, we need to expand on this and make a whole world and universe of Disney where we have more land to build. And
he had a short life.
Yeah, I think he died. He had
65.
He had cancer. He died of lung cancer. I think he was a smoker.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he actually never got to see Disney World. In Florida, so Disney World in Florida, Disneyland is in California. He never got to see it finished because he died before. but just like, dude, the business model, dude, it all blows my mind. It fascinates me so much with all the different. There's multiple different parks in Disney World, and they all have different themes, and they play towards different demographics and categories. I can't believe you've never been to Disney World, man. I'm like explaining to you what Disney World is. Like there's one.
Yeah, we were never into that as kids. Like my
No?
side of the fam.
Like
I mean, we watched like everything you're talking about, but just
Yeah.
like being into it, where it's like mom and pops, let's go
Yeah.
to Disney World. It was like never a discussion. Yeah.
you ever heard of Epcot? You know what Epcot is?
No.
It's a park. It's another. It's in Disney World. It's a Disney park, and it's
Is it like an attraction or like its own
it's
specific-
its own park. It's like another yeah. So there's Disneyland, Disney World. Within Disney World, there's the Magic Kingdom, Animal
You want
Kingdom.
to drop me a map?
Yeah, I could, dude. We should actually throw a map on the fucking YouTube right now. What I'm talking about. And then Epcot is like geared more towards adults, and it has like it's broken out into like different areas of the world. So like as you're going through the park, it's like you're visiting different areas of the globe.
okay.
Like you can go through like Europe and Germany and have a beer, and then go to like an area that's like it's like you're navigating around the world within the park. It's more educational.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. Yeah. Dude, just watch the documentary
Yeah,
with me.
I'm gonna check it out.
I'll watch it fucking 3 times. Shit blows my mind. I love that shit. But and like I was saying, how we started talking about this, how they just figure like watching how these engineers construct the rides is another mind blowing thing, dude. It's all so creative and interesting to me.
Yeah. Speaking of documentaries and someone who's had like similar success to Walt Disney, one of my favorite documentaries was the one of Hugh Hefner. Did you see that one?
Is it on Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Bro,
Yes.
that was
I watched that.
so good.
That was really good.
How he went to, well, he was working for a magazine, and he went to the owner. He was like, "Listen, I want $10 extra," and the guy was like, "No, like I'm not giving you a raise." No problem. I'll start my own magazine. Goes home, like shells out his entire savings, gets a partner, and then that became Playboy.
Yeah.
And I don't know, for a lot of people that don't know what Hugh Hefner, he's the father of the Threefold magazine. He was the one that created like
a drop down.
when you hold the magazine down and then the whole
Lady.
lady's picture comes down.
Yeah.
That's pretty gangster. Like you have to be
to
very
think about that.
creative for that.
It's funny because like now you're just like, oh yeah, it's whatever. It's a magazine that opens up into three parts. But like at one point that didn't exist.
The 70s, bro.
Yeah.
Just think about it.
It just like people downplay ideas like that are just common today, but it's like, yo, 30, 40, whatever, X amount of years ago,
were a
that
genius.
didn't exist, and someone had to create it or think about it. I mean, that's not just talking about that magazine, but like everything in life. Like, now it's so simple, and it's just like, oh yeah, that's silly. It's a fucking magazine that opens, unfolds, but
Yeah, and then he just took that magazine and just created it into such a larger brand, especially with the clubs.
yeah, I wish they
And,
were still around.
They are. There's the Playboy Club in New York.
I thought they were all closed.
No, there's the New York one is still open. That's a fact.
Where is it? Do you know?
I check right now, but
But it's not even like a strip club. It's like it's like a dining experience, isn't it?
No, it's like a lounge. Like
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the restaurant at Playboy Club is what they call it.
Ah.
It's on West 42nd.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah, and
Don't you? Need
back in that day, like the membership was so exclusive.
yes, you have to be a member to get in. Correct? You can't just go.
Right. I can get us in.
I wonder what that's like to what like.
I know a girl that used to work there.
Yeah.
But it's just sick how the brand is still alive to this day, and it's something that they created. I wouldn't say obviously similar to Disney.
Right.
It's slightly on the smaller scale, but it's
I mean,
still,
it's
like
still
so
huge.
large.
It's still huge. I mean, Disney just able to get to where it is because it's like a G-rated thing.
Right.
You know,
Like, every kid has to go
and
through
you can sell. Yeah, exactly. You can sell, like I was saying, the idea of it, not just to new young kids. You're selling the experience back to the parents and the older generation. My grandpa, 76 years old, loves Disney World, loves Disney, loves everything about it. You can sell it to every generation, whereas Playboy, it's never going to reach that level of Disney just because it's not as
It's on the mature level.
yeah. You can't advertise it as accessibly as you can Disney, but yeah.
It's crazy too because like, for the most part, our generation wouldn't even, let's say when we were in our like 15 through 18 age, we weren't gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna go out and get a Playboy. Just think about it, bro. Kids like 30 years ago in our age would save up to go and cop these fucking magazines. Like,
Yeah. That was
they would sell them behind like the brand name magazines. Like, oh, let me get the one in the back.
that was a good documentary though.
The Hugh Hefner.
Yeah, I forget
It was so sick.
what's it called. It's called Hugh Hefner in American something or Playboy in America. I feel like America is in the name. But dude, those kind of stories are what interests me so much. When one person sends
Hugh
out
Hefner story.
Yeah, is it called Playboy? The Hugh Hefner story.
American Playboy.
I knew it had American something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to rewatch that because it was so good.
Mm-hmm. That was really good. But like I was saying, that's the kind of stuff that interests me so much. Of someone setting out with a goal and like something that they're so passionate about, and they build it into this enterprise and this whole empire.
That's goals, bro.
Dude,
that's goals of life.
That's amazing. You know how hard that is to do, and this fucking motherfucker Walt Disney basically created a town in Orlando, Florida. It's like so many acres, and it like
started from a garage.
Yeah, there's a million. He was fucking doing doodles and drawings back with him and his brother, and
in 1920.
Yeah, amazing. But yeah, now it's a fucking there's hotels like you were saying, and it's a whole.
You buy the experience.
Yeah.
Like you don't
Yep.
just buy a day.
Exactly. That's why they can charge how much they do.
Yeah.
I gotta go back to Disney World.
I think it comes out to like at some points over the summer, like anywhere between $700 to $800 a day. Well, with everything.
Well, yeah, if you do it, I think like a pass to just like go to the park or like
that's like $120.
like a day pass, it's like $120.
Yeah.
But like to stay for like a week or an extended weekend at a 2-bedroom, and that's not even including like food. Food's expensive there. I mean
it's an amusement park.
Yeah, that's capitalism.
They're gonna give you like $20 hot dog.
Yeah, no, dude. my dad actually just went like 2 or 3 weeks ago. He brought my little brother, my baby sister. And they met my aunt lives in Florida, so they all met down there. My dad came back.
Your little sister went already? Mm-hmm. It's like...
My dad came back. I saw him over Thanksgiving. He was like, Ben, 2 hot dogs. Take a guess. He was like, $46. 2 hot dogs with meat sauce. Never again.
That's insane.
He was disgusted. But I mean, they can do it, man. They're fucking Disney. I mean,
where are you gonna go? We gotta eat.
Yeah, dude, like, what are you gonna fucking like? You're in the park, and that's what I'm saying. It's a fucking town. It's like its own.
Can
thing.
you leave and come back there? Probably not, right?
I mean, you can't. I don't think
you can go. You can go to the parking lot or some shit, right?
Well, yeah, you can like leave. Let's say you're in Magic Kingdom and you want to leave there and go back to your hotel room. I'm not sure what the policies are, I guess, but I don't. I think they sell different kinds of tickets and passes. Where if you're there for strictly a day pass, like 1 day ticket, I think as soon as you leave, sayonara. Like you're done. But if you're staying in the resort, like the Disney World Resort, I think you can probably hop back and forth. But again, don't quote me, not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Disney's the man. Walt didn't do that. Like we were talking about our idols. 2 episodes ago, our first episode. He's definitely one of them. I can't believe I left him off my list. He's for sure one of them, dude. He's a visionary.
Yeah, I'll stick to Hugh Hefner.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one thing that we can definitely take from this episode. You got an idea, just chase that shit for life,
Yeah.
You have to execute on what you believe in, put in the work, put in a little money, get a partner.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you never give up on anything you want to do.
That's like on the smaller scale of what we're doing right now. Like we had an idea, like
and you just execute on it.
Think about how many ideas you and I have talked about just in the past year, and how many of them we executed on. Like realistically, only this. Like we tried the shit in college, Wolf Marketing.
We didn't know what the fuck we were doing.
Bro, that was fucking hilarious. I always think about that thing.
Yeah. No, but for real, like if like those stories taught me anything of like of the Hugh Hefner thing, the Walt Disney thing, you start from nothing. If you have an idea and you're confident in yourself, you have enough ambition to just fucking put it all out there, dude. What the fuck's stopping you? Like you said, that's kind of we started this. We have no idea where it's gonna go. We just fucking like talking to each other, and hopefully people like listening to us, and it'll go from there. I mean,
numbers looking hot.
not bad. But yeah, it is what it is. I mean, it's corny as fuck to say, but I truly feel that anyone can achieve anything they want to in life with enough drive behind them.
Hard work beats talent.
Mm-hmm. Is that from Bronx Tale? No.
I don't know. I recently heard that from 2 Chainz.
The saddest thing in life is wasted talent. That's from Bronx Tale.
Yeah. This is a little bit different, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys. We hate to cut the episode short. We actually have busy days in our career schedule tomorrow.
Yeah, I got a big day. I talked about I think the first episode I was supposed to have my I mentioned my end of the year review. I think in my first episode, it actually got rescheduled. And it's tomorrow, so I got to get a good night's sleep. Focus on that for tomorrow. A big meeting. So.
Still, thank you to everybody that's still listening, liking our videos, subscribing, putting the word out.
Oh, you're getting a phone call. Oh. Whatever. We'll cut it short right now. Thanks, guys. Catch you next week. Wednesday.
Thank you, guys. Yeah. Lots of love.